Order the regular meeting of the Oakdale City Council, July 28th, 2026. Sarah, will you please take the roll?
Councilmember Moore?
Here.
Councilmember Morcom?
Here.
Councilmember Severson?
Here.
Councilmember Rich?
Here.
Mayor Zabel?
Here. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Sorry, I got distracted. Like, where'd we go? Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right. First up tonight, approval of our agenda. Council members, we have a slightly amended version in front of us. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second? Motion is second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The agenda is adopted. We'll move into approving meeting minutes. Two sets in front of us tonight. First up, workshop minutes from July 14th, 2026. Council members, any changes or corrections here? Seeing none, I'll look for motion.
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And those minutes are adopted. Last set in front of us are from our regular meeting on July 14th, 2026. Any changes or corrections here? Seeing none, I'll look for motion.
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And those are adopted as well. No public hearings in front of us tonight, so we will move into open forum. This is a time on our agenda for anybody joining us that would like to share anything on your mind. Please feel free to step up to the podium, state your name and address for the record. House rules require that comments be limited to 3 minutes or less. So please feel free to do so.
Hi, I'm Troy, address 2909 Hilo Avenue North. Looking forward to talking to you guys because I feel as everybody kind of below the council hasn't helped out everybody in the city. And some of the examples, and I'm looking kind of for feedback, because some of the examples I'll give is the address across the house from me, 2684 Stillwater Way North. When you guys approved that variance, you guys also, part of that variance was he can't use the county road. And numerous times he's using that county road for his own construction. And with using that own construction, he's impeding traffic. And when impeding, he is stopping traffic. And at a 45-mile-an-hour zone, you can clear at 45 miles an hour zone, you can cause death, you can cause severe injury. I contacted the city police. City police came. City police said that's a county issue. I asked for a county sheriff to come in. They refused to contact the county sheriff. I also then stated to the city police, are you guys okay if someone gets in an accident, again, dies or gets severely injured? They go, if that happens, then we'll interject. So they want to be reactive, not proactive. And the other issue is I contacted the county sheriff. They said that that's not a sheriff problem, that's a city police problem. So we're pointing fingers at each other. Prior to the 4th of July, I contacted a sergeant at the city police, the sergeant with the issue of that same household of launching Class A fireworks. The sergeant says they do not force anything on the 4th of July of fireworks, uphold the law, nor do they uphold the law on the weekend of the 4th, which to me is outright embarrassing considering you take an oath to uphold the law. And then I talked to Chief Newton over the phone. He stated that that's not true, that the city police does in fact enforce that law. So at about 9:20 p.m. on July 4th, contacted 911. Took about 25 minutes for a response. At that time, it was raining. The police, not only did they not talk to that household, nor did they stop. They just kept on driving, and you can clear as day see Class A fireworks sitting on that, out on his grass. I'm in fear that my house will catch on fire. There's shrapnel that's on my roof. There's hot debris that came down. And the other issue was talk to the police was there's his trailer's always, commercial trailer's always outside, not hooked up to anything. Ordinance. Contact ordinance about it. Ordinance is saying that's a police issue. Police saying that's an ordinance issue. Once again, we're pointing fingers. No one's taking responsibility. And he will take that trailer and put it in front of other neighbors' households that's an intimidation factor or that's a harassment factor, how I view it.
Please keep going, Troy. Thank you.
But I feel that as a harassment or intimidation. And once again, not doing anything on that. An ordinance is broken. When it's broken, it needs to be addressed. Nothing is being addressed. My question is, are we waiting till someone's life is severely impacted to either a death is there, a house is lost, someone goes to the hospital, or are we just ignoring all the aspects?
Thank you, Troy.
Thank you.
City Administrator Bourgeois.
Critical public safety crisis and a massive drain on our police resources caused by our management's gross negligence. On Thursday, July 23rd, last week, our neighborhood became an active crime scene. There was a wanted fugitive who used our wide open residential parking garage as a staging ground before multiple squad cars and a drone apprehended him in a swamp nearby. When management was alerted, they explicitly lied to me via email, claiming they had no knowledge of the event, and I have submitted copies of these emails within that packet. This is part of a dangerous systemic pattern. Since RPM Living took over in mid-May, police calls have spiked dramatically. This past July alone shattered records with 12 police calls, and that excludes the yet-to-be-reported data that includes that fugitive manhunt from last week. Meanwhile, our residents are living in terror. We have documented cases of physical assaults, death threats, and pending harassment orders between tenants that management completely ignores. Our community's children are suffering from severe nightmares after witnessing these chaotic police actions and experiencing even verbal harassment from other adults. Despite this crisis, management's priorities seem to be completely backward. They enforce our pool rules and buy new lobby furniture, yet they refuse to send safety alerts or close our garage doors at night, which is leaving our building completely unsecured. When confronted, their official response was, "We obviously cannot control people," which is true. They cannot control human behavior, but they absolutely can control their doors and enforce lease violations. So tonight I'm submitting the police data, photo evidence of property damage and harassment, and a formal safety tracking incident number to the council secretary. So I urge you and code enforcement to immediately review this building's conditional use permits and compel them to secure this property before another tragedy occurs. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Is there anybody else joining us tonight that would like to speak under open forum? Seeing none, we'll move on. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, go ahead, John.
Evening, John Parnell. For those of you who have heard me speak before, you know that I am a big proponent for the Tanners Lake project. When I was looking through all of the meeting minutes from the previous meetings that I've missed, I noticed that the Tanners Lake L.L.C. was being done away with, the big empty open lot. And while I was looking through everything, kind of had a bit of an aha moment, because with when the mayor had spoken with everyone who lived around in the area at Tanners Lake, one of their biggest, well, I don't want to say biggest, but one of their complaints happened to be the boat launch. And I know that it had been brought up about the boat launch or the fishing pier. Well, again, kind of in a shower thought moment. If the city retains those 2 or 3 lots, what's to say you can't take the boat launch that's there now and move it across the water? This will do a couple things. One, you make it into a motorized one, so that if you have an engine, that's where you go. You go across the other side of the lake. It's right off the interstate. People don't have to try and drive through residential parking or residential neighborhoods trying to find where the parking is to be able to go to the boat launch. And the parking lot is huge. And if it winds up being a success, it would draw in, or it could potentially draw in other investors who are like, hey, there's a bunch of guys who go fishing on this boat launch all day during the summer. They're probably going to be hungry. They're probably going to be thirsty. If I open up a small stand or I open up a restaurant that's right there, you're going to get off the lake and be like, man, I could really go for a burger, and there's a restaurant right there. And then the old boat launch that's that's at Tanners Lake, you turn that into kayaks, paddle boards, canoes, anything that's man-powered as opposed to engine-powered. again, what this also does is the majority of people who have these, like a man-powered watercraft, it's not on a trailer. It's on a luggage rack on top of their vehicle. Then you can take a line maker and just do right down the line, and now you have double the parking because they don't need the giant parking spot for the trailer. While I was looking over some things, what you could also do with that is, I know that there is a plan for other parks in the area. If you make Tanners Lake a trailhead for a bike path that connects all of the other 39 other parks in the area, that will open the door for Minnesota DOT funding and grants, which will save the taxpayer money, as well as beautify the area. There'd be a nice wide open area or wide open path where people could ride a bike, because I like biking. I'm a road biker, so I don't really care about bike trails, but other people do.
Hey, John, you are at your 3-minute limit, so
my
please
apologies.
wrap up your comments.
But it would be a way to tie in the parks, get everybody in, as well as separate that issue from, now we have all these giant trailers coming in to drop their boats off, as opposed to Dave, who brought his paddleboard so that he could go out and fish with his kid. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else joining us tonight that would like to speak under open forum? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move into the consent agenda. We have A through F in front of us tonight, a couple of additions with the amended agenda. Are there any that council members would like to pull for individual consideration? Hearing none, can I get a motion?
I'll move approval of consensus motions A through, F as presented.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And those motions are adopted. Next, we'll check in with our advisory boards and commissions. No meetings occurred since our last city council meeting, so we will move into award of bids. One project in front of us, City Project 2025-02, Willowbrook Fields Park. Staff presentation from our Public Works Director, Corey Teets. Corey, welcome.
Hello, Mayor and Council. So today before you is an award of bid for the final phase of the Willowbrook Fields project that's going on. Back on March 11th, 2025, Council approved Resolution 25-17, approving plans and specifications for this project. Through that, recently, our consultant, SRF Consulting Group, solicited bids for the construction of the open-air shelter and restroom structure. We received 9 total bids overall, with the most favorable bid being to K.A. Witt Construction. They're out of New Prague, Minnesota. The engineer's estimate for the project, including a 10% contingency, was $400,000. The bid came back at $349,544 plus a 10% contingency, for an overall of $384,498.40, so approximately $15,500 under the engineer's estimated budget. On December 10th, 2024, Resolution 24-115 gave the overall project for all of the Willowbrook Fields and Trails Park project of $2,066,000. To date, awards have been awarded, and appropriations meet $1,277,069.05, with the additional construction contract services of K.A. and Witt of $384,498.40. That leaves total obligations of $1,661,567.45, leaving a project balance of $404,432.55. So staff recommends, is seeking recommendation to the council to award the bids to K.A. Witt Construction for the general contractor and construction services of the Willowbrook Fields restroom and open air shelter. The contractor, through vetting, has expressed an understanding of the project objectives, maintains relevant qualifications and experience to complete the project, and submitted the most cost competitive proposal. So happy to answer any questions from the council.
Council members, any questions for Corey on the bid for this project? Seeing none, all right, who would like to make the action?
I will make a motion to waive reading and adopt Resolution 2026-49, awarding the bid for general contractor services for City Project P 2025-02, Willowbrook Fields, restroom and open air shelter.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any final comments? Come on, you always talk about the parks. Good on
Love
this
it.
one?
I'm excited. I'm excited for them to open. Let's get her done.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And Resolution 2026-49 is adopted. Thank you, Corey. Couple items under community development. Oh, moving to staff reports. First up, community development. Luke McClanahan, our city planner. No, city planning manager. Got it. Would you walk us through this CUP permit?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So the request is for a second garage at the property address 7582 25th Street North. So the property is zoned R2. It contains an existing dwelling and an attached garage. So the request for a second garage is allowed through the conditional use permit process. When staff reviewed the request, it meets the general and specific criteria for the conditional use permit. The Planning Commission held the required public hearing for the request on July 9th, and they recommended approval of the request. So staff recommends approval of this request subject to the conditions found in the resolution in the agenda packet. So this is Resolution 2026-45, 7 conditions of approval here that I will summarize. So the first one is that the structure shall meet setback requirements and it must be kept out of easement areas. The structure cannot exceed 400 square feet in height. It cannot exceed 25, one correction there, so it cannot exceed 400 square feet in size, 25 feet in height. The structure cannot be used for a dwelling unit. The garage door cannot exceed 10 feet in height. A building permit must be obtained, and no commercial activities can occur within the structure. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Anybody have any questions for Luke? All right. Planning to the public hearing, so we can go right to action. Anybody would like to make the motion?
Mr. Mayor, I'll move we waive reading and adopt Resolution 2026-45, approving a conditional use permit for an oversized accessory building, a second private garage, at 7582 25th Street North, with conditions included in the attached resolution.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any final comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 2026-45 is adopted. One more action item under community development. Luke, walk us through this, please.
Thank you, Mayor. So this request is 94 Exchange. The site is located at the northwest quadrant of Interstates 94 and 694. The site is approximately 36 acres. It contains wetland, some floodplain, trees, significant grade changes. So Capital Partners, they're the applicant, the developer here. They're seeking approval for a comp plan amendment or comprehensive plan amendment, a preliminary plat and site plan. The developer will have to come back in the future to obtain final plat approval. But the proposal itself is for 2 light industrial buildings located in the northwest portion of the site there. And then they would reserve 2 future development areas along the frontages of the interstate. So the zoning of this site is B2, a business campus. If you recall that there was a zoning ordinance amendment approved back in January of this year to allow light manufacturing use in the B2 district. Also, as part of the amendment, we added standards for exterior design standards or heightened standards for industrial uses in the B2 district. So in terms of the comp plan amendment, the site is currently guided for office and limited business. Although the B2 district allows manufacturing use, the comp plan guidance does not. So as such, the request is to re-guide a portion of the site that is outlined in pink there on the screen from office limited business to industrial office. The remainder of the property would maintain its guidance for office/limited business use. So this request requires additional review by other government agencies. We did hear from the Watershed District and Metro Transit. They did not have any comments on the comp plan amendment. Review comments remain pending from Minnesota DOT and the DNR. So taking a look at the plat here, the prelim plat. The property consists of 4 existing parcels that will be replatted. So you can see proposed lot 1 there, again in the northwest corner. That's approximately 13 acres and it will contain the 2 industrial buildings. The developer must include certain easement requirements as part of this plat, and they also have to satisfy park dedication requirements. For the plat itself, MnDOT has to review and comment on it, but those review comments remain pending at this time. Moving on to the site plan. So there are two proposed accesses to the site. So here off Hadley Avenue, and then another on the north side, 4th Street at the intersection of Hale Avenue. The developer must cover the cost for traffic signal improvements and pedestrian improvements at that intersection of 4th Street and Hale Avenue. For parking, 192 parking spaces are proposed for the two buildings, which meets the code requirements, and the developer is including some proof of parking, which is essentially 26 additional parking spaces that would only be built if necessary. For stormwater provisions, there's a proposed basin along the west side of the site, and then an underground system located in between the two buildings. As I mentioned, there's some wetland on this property, and as such, impacts to small portions of the wetland and associated mitigation are proposed to accommodate the development. There was an environmental site assessment, an environmental review that was completed back in October of 2024. Besides verification of wetland boundaries, that site assessment did not recommend further environmental investigation. In terms of utilities, as part of the recently completed Gold Line project, there is an 8-inch sanitary sewer line that was extended along Hudson Boulevard that stubs out to this property in anticipation of development. With that comes a fee that the developer will have to cover for that sewer connection extension. For tree preservation, the developer provided a tree preservation plan. So under the ordinance, they can impact 25% of what is considered significant trees, and that's well defined in our ordinance, without prompting replacement requirements. The developer must provide a tree replacement fee in accordance with the city's adopted fee schedule because they are going above and beyond that 25% limit. There was a question at the Planning Commission meeting when this was heard, and the replacement fee would be restricted in use. In terms of landscaping, those requirements of the code have been met as 80 trees are proposed on this lot 1. Only 60 trees are required. Here's just a couple of renderings, elevations, to give you kind of a flavor of what the two buildings would look like. So just a point of reference, here's the interchange in the background, and then Hadley Avenue on the right side of the screen. Just another sample rendering here showing the proposed industrial building that would be located on the eastern portion of the site. So as mentioned, industrial buildings in the B2 zoning district must adhere to higher exterior building material standards. So updated elevations were provided showing the building consisting of a variety of materials, so brick veneer, glass, metal accent panels, precast. So based on the updated elevations that the developer provided, the 70% Class 1 materials requirement has been met. So the Planning Commission held the required public hearing for this request on July 9th, and they recommended approval. Staff recommends approval of the comp plan amendment, the preliminary plat and site plan, subject to the conditions of approval in the resolution. So the first resolution is 2026-47. 12 conditions of approval here, so bear with me, I'll summarize as best I can.
Only 12?
Only 12. So this is the plat resolution. So number 1 is approval for a comp plan amendment to re-guide the site to industrial office. Number 2, execution of a development agreement. Number 3, approval of the site civil construction plans. Number 4, updates to the plat for the outlot. Number 5, the developer must update the easements on the plat. Number 6, they must record an access easement over the private roads. Number 7, the developer will be responsible for covering the cost of traffic signal improvements and pedestrian improvements at the 4th Street North and Hale Avenue intersection. Number 8, the access off 4th Street and Hadley Avenue must be built as part of this phase of development. Number 9, satisfaction of park dedication requirements. Number 10, satisfaction of tree replacement requirements. Number 11, the developer must pay the sewer connection fee. And number 12 is permits and approvals from outside government agencies must be obtained. Moving on to the other resolution with conditions of approval. So this is 2026-48 for the site plan. So I will not repeat the redundant conditions from the resolution that I just read. So jumping to condition number 7, The developer must submit a photometric plan. Number 8, they must adhere to the exterior building materials requirements of the code. And number 9 is that the developer must provide details on rooftop and ground mechanical equipment, trash enclosures, and methods of screening. So with that, the developer is here in attendance if you have questions. Otherwise, staff would be happy to answer questions too. Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. Council members, any questions for Luke? How about questions for the developer? None and none. All right. Let's just jump right into the actions then. Who wants to get started?
I'll take it. I move to waive reading and adopt Resolution 2026-46, approving a comprehensive plan amendment for certain property located within 7049 4th Street North and authorizing city staff to submit the amendment to Metropolitan Council.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any final comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 2026-46 is adopted.
I move we waive reading and adopt Resolution 2026-47, approving the preliminary plat for 94 Exchange, subject to conditions.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Final comments. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution. Did I hear something?
No, I
Oh, I'm
was,
sorry. Resolution 2026-47 is adopted.
I was jumping in early. I move we waive
Wait your turn.
reading and adopt Resolution 2026-48, approving the site plan for 94 Exchange, subject to conditions.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Many seconds. Any final comments? Motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And Resolution 2026-48 is also adopted. Off and build.
Yeah.
Welcome to Oakdale. Public Works. Corey, welcome back. What do you got for us?
Thank you again, Mayor and Council. We just have the last section of some bid alternates that were for, again, the Willowbrook Fields and Parks project that we were just recently discussing. Backing up even farther, back in May of 2025, Council approved Resolution 2025-43, awarding the base bid to Sunram Construction for the general contractor work of the Willowbrook Fields project, and that related to the site work, the installation of the pickleball courts, volleyball courts, and some other incidental stuff. Part of that project required, there was some addition of some bid alternates that were included that we ultimately requested the council waive decision on those until we finalized the project plans for the restroom shelter, ensuring sufficient funding was available. On July 14th at the council workshop, the City Council was of 2026, City Council was presented with the construction estimates for the restroom and shelter, followed by a request for staff for the decision of the 5 bid alternates that were previously under the Sunram Construction. There was 2 alternates for shade umbrellas and then 3 alternates ultimately for field lighting. Upon deliberation, the council chose to accept bid alternates for the shade umbrellas and at this point forego the field lighting. At the same time, City Council authorized city staff to seek options for additional shade features in the park. After consulting with landscape architects, city staff, and reviewed past community feedback that we've been gathering through other park projects, city have proposed 2 added alternates for shade feature. There's an alternate A, which would be installation of 2 additional shade umbrellas, approximately size 10 by 20 each, on the east side of the soccer park for a total cost of $41,000. And an alternate B for the installation of 2 shade umbrellas, same as referenced in alternate B or A, of approximate size 10 foot by 20 foot for each side of the soccer park, and additionally increase this existing proposal size of the shade umbrella at the volleyball court from 10 by 10 to 10 by 20 at an overall cost of $65,000. Just as a reminder, for financial considerations, based on the award that was just done previously at the City Council session, the overall project balance remains at about 1.6, or the expenditures are about 1.66 million, with an overall budget of 2.066 million. Staff is recommending, based on the results of the community feedback in prioritizing shade features throughout the parks in the city, as well as an increase in popularity in consideration for the project balance, city staff is recommending that the council add alternate 1 for the shade features at the pickleball court, as well as add alternate B at an additional cost of $99,000. So again, that would add the shade features at the pickleball court, increase the existing size of the initial proposal for the one at the volleyball court, and add 2 at the soccer field. So all athletic spaces would have some form of shade feature in addition to the recently approved and soon to be constructed open air shelter at that place. So overall with this request, the overall project balance will be at approximately $305,000 and some change. So we will be within budget. So happy to answer any questions from the council from there.
Council members, questions? I just have one. What's the vehicle for making these changes? Is it a contract amendment? I just noticed in the action here, there's not a direction, directing city administrator to sign a contract amendment or what's the vehicle?
All of them were submitted with the Sunram construction project. They were just waiting on, the overall scope of the project was approved, which these were included into it, but we delayed decision on these. We just, so at this point, their contract has already been approved. That's why we're not looking for you to sign anything or approve it. We're just looking for guidance and approval for staff to move forward with these alternate selections.
Perfect, thank you. Council members, who wants to make the action?
I can make a motion to approve the selection of alternate 1 and add alternate B for the installation of shade umbrellas at Willowbrook Fields in the amount of $99,000 as part of City Project P 2025-02.
There's a motion, is there a second?
Second?
Motion and a second. Any comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That approval is given. Thank you, Corey. Let's check in with our city attorney. Jim, what do you got for us?
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, nothing specific, but happy to answer questions.
Anybody have any questions for Jim for the first time ever? One of these times, we're going to get one, and it's going to stump you. You're all committed
stump
to
me.
this. Let's check in with our city administrator, Kelly. Anything for us tonight on our admin report?
I have no comments for you tonight. Thank you.
Alrighty. Anybody have any questions for Kelly? No. All right. Council presentations. Let's turn to my left. Councilmember Rich, anything for us?
No.
Councilmember Moore?
I have 2.
Hit it.
All right. Well, first, I want to say a giant thank you to the city residents who have green thumbs because we did all of our tours for the Acorn Award. And I just was so impressed with all the properties out there, all the people who did so much work with the landscaping. I could never. And I appreciate all the work that takes. As I drove through, I made notes of different addresses that I want to revisit next year to nominate even more. So that was one. Great job to everybody. And 2, in talking to Chief Newton earlier, he shared that the social workers started today with the police department, and I just wanted to celebrate that because what a huge milestone for our city. I'm so excited for everything that we've done with that effort, and good luck to the police department. Man, that's amazing.
One more body crammed into Southfire. Yeah.
One more. Yes.
No,
We're like testing physics at this
we
point.
really are.
Yeah.
We're tempting fate a little bit too.
A little bit.
How about down here?
None for me.
Councilmember Moorcomb?
Yeah, well, I will echo Councilmember Moore's comments. I could not be more excited that we've got our embedded social worker here in Oakdale. They're going to be put to work right away, and I know I've spoken to other officers on the force at our grand opening of Dunkin' Donuts, and they shared too. There's a need, and they're going to be busy supporting our residents from day one. So we're excited to have them here. Also, today was the filing deadline for running for city office. We've got a number of people here that have bravely put their name in to do that. And I have a lot of respect for anyone who steps forward to be able to serve their community. So thank you to everyone who put their name in. Best of luck, and please show up to meetings because a lot is happening in Oakdale.
Sure is. I have a number of updates from the city. First up, a reminder, Oakdale's Farmers Market continues every Wednesday from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Walton Park West parking lot off of 15th Street. Now through October 14th, we hope you can stop by for an array of fresh produce, baked and canned goods, flowers, plants, and more from local vendors. We always like seeing everybody out there every Wednesday. Night to Unite is just 1 week away on Tuesday, August 4th. Night to Unite is always a great evening for neighborhood gatherings with visits from our Oakdale Police and Fire Departments, and maybe even some of us on the City Council if they want us to come. They do. People always do. It's a great opportunity for neighborhoods to band together, get to know one another, especially new neighbors that are moving into neighborhoods, talk about safety and crime prevention in your communities. A big thank you to all of our city staff that do such a great job with that, supporting that event, as well as a big thank you to all of the host committees kind of around the city. So we always like going and chatting with everybody. Good chance to get out and meet people. You can beat the heat with a pop-up splash pad on Friday, August 7th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. at Northdale Park, located at 5099 Granada Avenue. Hosted once again by the Oakdale Fire Department. You can run through fire hose spray, toss water balloons, play water games. I think this is the third one of the summer. Is that right? Yeah, thank you, Chief Wold. With how hot it's been, I bet they've been very popular. So a great opportunity to come out, cool down, also just to interact, meet our firefighters, which we know they love doing it because they get to meet families in our community. So a big thank you to Oakdale Fire for hosting those again this year, and we hope you can join us on Friday, August 7th. Another great event. Oh, this is a good one. Join us for the community picnic Thursday, August 13th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Fire Station 1, located at 5000 Hadley Avenue North. This is put on by the Oakdale Area Chamber of Commerce. A big thank you to them and the business community for coming together, offering a free hot dog lunch to anybody that wants to show up. You can hang out with the business community. Fire department will be up there. Big thank you to Oakdale Fire for letting this event take over your space. We know you guys are space is a premium in this city, so bringing this event back to Fire Station 1 is a really cool thing. As I mentioned, residents can grab a free hot dog meal, mingle with local business leaders, catch up with neighbors, as well as City Hall staff and officials. So we hope you can join us Thursday, August 13th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Fire Station 1. Finally, another great event. Oh, I love this time of the year. We have so many cool things going on. Save the date for Oakdale's annual Touch a Truck event on Thursday, August 20th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Walton Park West parking lot off of 15th Street. Always one of our most popular events each year. Kids can climb and explore public safety vehicles, snow plows, street sweepers, and more. Frozen treats will be provided. This free event will be sensory friendly with no loud noises, lights, or sirens. In addition, a sensory tent will provide a safe, non-stimulating space for children. At the same time, pretty much the same time, Washington County will once again be hosting their back-to-school event that evening, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at Walton Park. They will be offering family activities, school supplies, haircuts, and other resources. A couple years ago, the city and the county kind of aligned these two great events together. We figured if families are coming for one thing, they might as well come for both things. And it has worked so well. We really appreciate Washington County's partnership and willingness to do these events together. It works out so well. It's always incredibly well attended. We hope everybody can join us out there for, all of these great events that are coming up over the next few weeks and throughout August. We got to pay bills. Claims roster in front of us, $1.7 million and change for July 15th through July 28th. Council members, are there any claims requests that we need to pull out for additional information? Seeing none, can I get a motion?
Make a motion to approve claims as presented.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the bills are paid. At this time, the City Council is going to go into a closed executive session to discuss matters protected by attorney-client privilege pursuant to Minnesota Statute 13D.05, Subdivision 3B, relating to a pending lawsuit between the City of Oakdale and Oakdale Marketplace. At this time, I will look for a motion to close the meeting pursuant to what I just read. I should have just read the script that staff gave me first, every time. So I will look for a motion to close the meeting.
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second.
Mr. Mayor, if I could, just before you vote.
Yep.
If I could, before you
Again,
vote.
follow the
just,
script. Always.
As stated in the motion, the purpose of this is to discuss matters protected by the attorney-client privilege. I've determined that there's issues I need to talk to you in private that outweigh the need for the public to attend. So that's the basis for the motion.
Thank you, Jim. There's been a motion. There's been a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. At this time, the council meeting is now closed, and we'll go into an executive session.